All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over different signs that your business is giving you, potentially, they could give you, and what are the solutions for each of those signs in your business, okay? So let's take the first one. The first one will be no inquiries. Now, this can obviously vary because sometimes, let's say, I do my school year. I start in September and I finish at the end of June, okay? So that is my business year, okay, from September to June or to beginning of July. So I, of course, have a lot of sign-ups at the end of the school year, so May and June, and then I have again sign-ups September, October, okay? So obviously that those are my biggest months, okay? And then during the other months, I might have less inquiries, which is kind of normal because all the parents have signed up their children, and obviously I do not have the same inquiry load every single month of the year, okay? But let's take situations where you are supposed to have inquiries, where you think, okay, in this time period, I should actually have quite some inquiries. And also, and if you do not, okay, and then also in other months that could be less intense, right? Because we're in the middle of the year, or things are just going along and you do not have so many inquiries. If you have 0 inquiries, then that's a problem too, even though you normally do not have that many. But 0, we should never have 0 inquiries, okay? So if your business is giving you the sign that the inquiries are lower than what they should be, okay, or they are literally just non-existent, then you do not have to look at for a million ways why that is. The main reason why you do not have any inquiries is that it's a visibility problem, okay? People are not seeing what you do. They do not know you're there, basically, okay? They just do not know. So there is a problem on the visibility, okay? I give you an example. I think I get this at least a few times a year, but I had one here in September. I had a parent contacting me and for her daughter, and she's like, oh, I'm so happy I found you, and and I'm like, well, great, okay. But then I asked her, so you didn't know about me? She's like, no, I've been looking for years. Okay, like 2 years, something like this. She'd been looking for English lessons for her child, and she's like, I just could not find any. And I'm like, okay, I've been here like 15 years, but okay. So that's obviously a flunk on my behalf, right? Because obviously I'm not visible enough for her to kind of see me. So, and then she obviously Googled English lessons or whatever it was. And I was like the first on the list, and great. Okay, I got a new student. But it just shows that even though you think you are super, super visible, and I do feel I'm super visible, right? There are always people that have not found you yet, okay? So if you're not getting any inquiries, if you're not getting any phone calls or emails or texts or anything to say, hey, I just wanted to know about the price or, whatever. If you do not have any of those, or you do not really have enough to kind of build your business, then it is a visibility problem, okay? So the way to handle this are manifold, because you cannot be too little visible, right? No, you cannot be too much visible. It's like you just have to plaster yourself all over the place, okay? But you need to figure out, okay, where can I actually put my what I do, how I do it, talk about, your business. Where can I put that? Okay. And if you already feel you are everywhere, well, then it's not enough. Okay. It is a thing that needs to go out there constantly. Like now at the moment on YouTube, when I use songs and things like this, vocabulary and stuff on YouTube for my students, sometimes there are the commercials, right? And there is McDonald's commercials. And I mean, you wouldn't think that they would need to, you know, spend money on advertising, because you know that everywhere they have these billboards, and I mean, we have like McDonald's everywhere, at least where I live, okay? But they know that they have to be kept all the time in the forefront of people's minds, okay? So they will continually advertise and put more billboards and be out there, because there's always that person like, oh yeah, you know, we haven't been to McDonald's for a while, or whatever. So if you think you're visible, you're not visible enough, okay? And I can say the same. I'm never enough visible, okay? So that's if you do not have any inquiries, or you have too little inquiries, okay? Another situation, another sign that your business can give you is that you have inquiries, okay? And people contact you, and you know, you might kind of take the interview, so to speak, over the phone, or you might meet with them and things like this. Now, if you have quite a few inquiries, but they do not actually end up being students with you, then there are a couple of things that could be wrong, okay? One could be that they are just not your ideal clients. They're not your ideal students, okay? I have maybe 4 or 5 times a month people contacting me, and they want a service that I cannot, well, not that I cannot, that I do not provide, because I wish not to do that, okay? So then obviously they are not turned into students, because I either can't do it, I won't do it, or, you know, my groups are full, or whatever the problem kind of is, okay? So obviously and automatically and naturally it ends there. And that's fine. You know, we should not take kind of a loss on not getting those signups, because that's not who we want to concentrate on and who we love tutoring, right? So that could be one thing. But the second thing that is really the most important is that if you have a person, an inquiry contacting you, and it is your ideal student, okay, then there is some kind of leak. There's a leak in your procedure, in your script, from taking someone from an inquiry to actually sign them up, okay? And this is something that can actually be taught, okay? I mean, I teach my procedure, what I do every time I have an inquiry, all the way to the person, the student signing up, okay? I have a kind of a procedure or script, okay, that I do, and I would say over 95% of the people I see actually sign up if I've already qualified that they are my ideal student, okay? That's the first step, because if they're not, well, then I'll end it right there. I will, you know, nicely, but I will not actually use more energy on that person, because it's not someone that would bring me joy in my business, and they won't bring me any money, okay? So this is also something you need to look at if you have inquiries but they're actually not signing up. So they are the two main things that would be out if you have inquiries but they're actually not signing up, okay? Another one is people do sign up, which is obviously not the problem, but that's a sign that things, you know, everything you've done up till then, it's fine. but then they do not renew. They do not carry on with you. Okay. So that could be obviously here. It's a bit broader, you know, the parents could move away. If it's an adult, well, they got a different job, or they're marrying someone who lives far away, or, you know, that could be many things. One of your students who's an adult gets pregnant and they cannot come. You know, there are many different scenarios here, okay? But the main thing is that if they do not renew because of some kind of extraordinary circumstance, they do not feel that the value is equivalent or more than what they pay. Okay, so their exchange is the money. And if they do not feel they get, you know, their idea of value or more, they will not renew. Okay, so it might be that the value is there. And it usually is. I mean, tutors, I find, you know, us as people very giving and like really want to go over and make sure everyone is fine and things like this. So it's usually not a value problem, but it is a value problem in the student's eyes. Okay, so we need to make sure that we communicate this value. Okay, and we make the students feel that they are getting over and beyond what their exchange was, what they paid for it. Okay, so that is one thing to look into if people are not renewing. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to go over is kind of overwhelm in general. Okay, if you feel in your business there's so much going on, it's overwhelming, you feel tired, and you feel kind of like, I don't know how long I can keep this up type thing, then very often, obviously I cannot say 100% of the time, but very often it's because your business itself is lacking structure. Okay, you are lacking systems, maybe automations also. Okay, so when things are organized, your own schedule is organized. I mean, it can come down to, which I really recommend, is like, okay, Monday morning, I do this. Okay, Tuesday afternoon, I do this. So it could be Monday morning, I do follow up. Okay, so you contact again people that have inquired about your services. Okay, that's one thing. Tuesday afternoon could be, okay, I'm going to put some social media posts together. You know, you make compartments into your week. So you know that you're covering everything, but it's not all coming on you at the same time. Okay. So it's a matter of actually getting some structure in and systemize a little bit, so it's all kind of not feeling overwhelming. Okay, so these are some ideas that you can take. Have a look and see, are you having any of those signs in your business? And now if you do, you can take the solution, and that sign that your business gives you should, you know, go down or hopefully fully go away. Okay, so I hope that gives you a little bit of clarity on how to kind of attack things in your business. Okay, and if you have any questions, do let me know. Bye.